Oh, yeah.
You play to win the game.
Play to win the game. What?
Win the game. Welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast, live Wednesday night edition. What's going on, everybody? Sneed, got what you need. What's going on, brother?
And life is good, man. No complaints, man. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. We slicing it in half. Giving people a show on hump day. Let's go, man.
No doubt. Yeah, it could be a lot worse, man. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Man, listen, thank you so much for everybody who's tuned in right now. Thank you for those of you who are watching on replay. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Man, I believe we have a great show lined up for y'all tonight, this evening. I'm all messed up. I believe we have a great show lined up for you guys this evening. We hope you enjoy it. Got some great topics, as you can see from the main thumbnail, as well as the rundown. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to start off with some quick hits. We're going to talk about Coach K, among other all-time great coaches, and what they had to say about the GOAT debate. We're going to, being that it's March Madness, we are going to talk about the men's college basketball all-time starting five. I thought that was interesting. We're going to talk about whether or not running backs are returned back in business in the NFL. Return of the back. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about whether or not the Kansas City Chiefs are the last stop and the last hope in the NFL for your Ohio State Buckeye quarterback, Justin Fields. That should be interesting. Yeah. So, before we go ahead and get to that, man, you know what we got to do. We got to give a shout out, show some love to the channel members, of course. For those of you who weren't aware, we did go ahead and drop some members only content for you today. So make sure you check that out. That's up on YouTube, of course. All right. Coach T, number one member of the channel, aka Laker Nation, always Laker Nation to me. What's good, brother? Appreciate you. It's not that serious. Always. Chief Sid Bubba, you know what time it is. Appreciate everything you've done for our great nation. Appreciate everything you do for this channel. And of course, shout out to the boys. Don't even do it. Shout out to the boys from Annapolis who do not suffer from the disease of me. No Transformer, so I don't have to hear the song. Baltimore Bruce was good. Steve,
I warmed up before and everything, and I can't even use
you don't get to stand in for him on that. You gotta let me take advantage when he's not here.
Yeah, man, there's gonna be a lot more days with it than without it, man.
For sure. Oh man, Nino, what's good, my man? Sneak got what you need, of course. Number one contributor, and my main man, Micah. What's going on, Micah? All right, y'all. So you know the spiel, man. If you're here, we know you love sports talk, watching shows like this. Make sure you're sharing this show. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get to it. Shout out. Who's first? Love and Aries, you first. You first. What?
Aries first, yeah.
She's first. What first is she?
The first lady of the show.
Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah, she's definitely
first lady of the show.
For sure. Good with that. Oh my gosh. No Transformer. No. What's going on, Transformer? Good to see you here in the chat, man. I appreciate it. Oh man. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. Man, now we're getting quick hits in here in the chat too. Okay, let's do this then. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read Edward's quick hit.
We should do that from now on.
Yeah.
Our show's already 17 hours, bro. We might as well just
so listen. There you go. There's the announcement. If you're watching the show and you have a quick hit, something you want us to touch on real quick, throw it in.
Got to be the first ones though.
The show. Right.
You got to be here early, right? First come, first served. Like the first two or three of them tops.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right. So Ed Dog says, my quick hit is, did you know Victor Wembanyama in his first 3 regular seasons has more blocks than Hakeem Olajuwon? So I wonder what he was doing. I guess fighting opponents and teammates. Well, you know what, Edward? In all seriousness, I can answer why that's probably happening, right? Number one, Victor Wembanyama is an outstanding shot blocker and an incredible defender. And if he stays healthy, he's going to go down with the all-time great bigs because he plays both sides of the floor, unlike somebody you glaze regularly. Anyway, but let's logically assess this, right? I knew you would you would want to throw something in there, try to get on my nerves. So let's logically assess this, Edward. Here's the deal. Why do you think that Olajuwon may have had less blocks in his first 3 seasons? Let me help you out, right? Now, could it be that he was playing with another 7'4" guy who was also an elite shot blocker in Ralph Sampson? So in that front court, Dream wasn't going to get all the blocks. He had to share them with Ralph Sampson.
So what happened
in his career
when Ralph Sampson? So what happened when Ralph Sampson was no longer in that lineup?
Well,
And it
we
was
know
a key.
Dream started dominating. He was cleaning up everything. And as a result, he's the all-time leading shot blocker in recorded NBA history. So there you go. You tried it.
Is there anybody more consistent when it comes to shot blocking as the Dream?
Man, so I'll say this.
Maybe Mark Eaton, maybe.
Yeah, Mark Eaton has the highest blocks per game average in history. He doesn't have the totals, though. But
he doesn't have the years. But when he played,
mm-hmm.
he was a beast with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe
Dikembe. Maybe Dikembe.
Dikembe is second all-time in total blocks, so he's right up there. But, towards the end of his career, much like Dream, when the numbers start falling off at the end of your career, that messes up your averages. But I was actually going to point to, and I think we've talked about this on the show before, is that it's estimated that Wilt would have blocked 8 or 9 shots per game for his career had they been tracking blocks back then. Bill Russell, another elite shot blocker. Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, early in his career, when did he come into the league? In 1969. They didn't start tracking blocks and steals till 73. So we missed maybe some of his early peak athletic prime.
Probably some of his best seasons that would have been littered with blocks.
Because remember, those were like 35 and 17 seasons that Kareem was having early in his career, right? Straight dominant type stuff. So, and again, that's not to take anything away from Wemby. I love Wemby. I think he's an incredible player. But when you ask a question like that, you thought you were doing something because you thought you were doing some research to try and take a shot at Dream, but you didn't finish the research. That's the problem. If I was a teacher, I'd give you an F for that because it's an incomplete. Anyway. You saying? I'm just saying. Anyway, Sneak, go ahead with your quick hit, brother.
This may sadden some people.
Yes.
And this is very unusual, but I have to put my money where my words are. I am a man that when it comes to sports, when teams play the right way, I become a fan.
Okay.
They don't even have to be my home team.
Okay.
I prefer that they're like really, really far away from my home team, so I have an easier time rooting for them, right? I am starting to find myself forming an affinity for the new Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
I'm not happy that it's the Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
Damn it, they're doing things that I was critical of. They're starting to fix those things. And they're now doing it in several games. It's been an extended stretch where they are playing full 24-second defense. Perimeter, switches, pick and roll, fighting through screens, crashing the defensive glass, holding teams to one possession, getting steals, turning it into instant offense the other way. Their offense seems methodical. It seems like it has a process now. It has a rhythm and a cadence. It's not clunky. It's not wasted possessions. Nobody's just standing around doing absolutely nothing anymore. They're all with purpose somewhere doing something.
Right.
And the most important thing, they're playing for each other. This is imperative. That people need to understand this. I break down film all the time. This ain't about film. This is about players who have bought in, are playing for each other. It creates culture, and it fosters like a real care for one another. See, these are nuanced conversations that coaches understand. These are nuanced conversations that like a hooper would understand because they know about culture. I point you to the Houston Rockets, who are the antithesis of what I'm describing.
It's very
disappointing. Falling apart at the seams. And it's always KD. I'm going to come back to that some other time, but
Ooh,
it's always KD. I'm going to come back to that. The Houston Rockets are moving in the opposite direction. And damn it, the end of that game against the Rockets imploded. The Lakers put the squeeze on them. And KD had no idea what he could do.
Mm.
And there's finger pointing and blaming going around Houston. Excuse me, you're the star, sir. You don't know how to beat a double team? You don't know how to move the ball? And by the way, his players weren't helping him either. They weren't moving. So, I mean, there's plenty of stuff to go around.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but see, that ain't happening at the Lakers no more.
Right.
That ain't happening over there, bro. DeAndre Ayton is playing great. Marcus Smart. The acquisition of the season thus far has been Marcus Smart. What he has done for this team.
I don't like that. I'm just saying.
Okay, fine.
No, I get what
all respect to these guys
for sure.
Putting it all together, proving me wrong. So now I'm a fan.
I like that, man.
I am a fan. I'm a Luka fan. I'm an Austin Reeves fan. This version of LeBron, I'm a fan because it's better than we had before.
I was gonna say that he's doing a
better
really
version of Ayton,
job of fitting in and being a team guy. Yeah,
Dog,
gotta give it credit.
If they can incorporate consistently a little bit of Luke Kennard, this team can average 125 points a game and hold teams to like 105, 110, maybe. Yep.
I don't like this, Chief. I mean, why? Was that necessary, Chief? Was that necessary? I'm just saying. Sneed, you're right on point with what you're saying, man. You're right on point. And I was actually going to say that, especially the LeBron piece. He is doing not a good job, not a great job, like a fantastic job of being a consummate teammate, a consummate professional, not having to be the guy, and I think that's huge. And, hearkening back to what Man Down Mel said on the last show, shout out Mel, Man Down Sports. There's going to come a time LeBron needs to stay engaged because there's going to come a time when they will need him in the playoffs. And he may be able to, for one game or one half, turn back into the old LeBron where he can take over because the mind is still sharp. We know that. That's the last thing to go. Even when your body can't do it anymore, your mind still sees what's happening. You just can't react in real time the same way. But there's going to be times when LeBron is going to be able to, what does Shannon Sharp say? Summons it up, right? He's going to be able to summon up the old LeBron to get the Lakers somewhere where they need to be. So it's really good that he's not alienating himself and alienating teammates by being a consummate professional and handling this properly. So definitely want to give a shout out to LeBron for what he's doing there. Absolutely. You mentioned KD struggling against the double teams, etc., right? Is it coincidence that one of the all-time great scorers that we've seen in this game, one of the all-time great offensive players, as you mentioned, KD struggling against the Lakers, who are the two teams that have given KD the most trouble in terms of trying to deal with double teams, creative, aggressive defenses? Think about it. You just mentioned one, who, of course, has to be the other. All we got to do is go back a couple years when he was in Brooklyn and watch how the Celtics pretty much shut this guy down in the playoffs, coincidentally, under Ime Udoka. I mean, it's always the damn Lakers and the Celtics, isn't it? It's just, I don't know how this works, man. It's crazy. But no, man, shout out to what the Lakers are doing, because as much as I hate them, the league is better when they're good. It's just one of those things, right?
This team is actually fun to root for, man. I'm watching these last couple games.
I won't be going that far.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, this ain't a you thing, but for me, it's been like,
because
I get to say I'm wrong. I don't mind saying I'm wrong.
Hey,
I didn't think they had this.
Mm-hmm.
It never, at any point during this year, with the exception of the first few weeks, it never really looked like this.
Right.
But I mean, Luka's defense is tangibly better.
You know what, Sneed? And this is what we always talk about, right? Nobody is ever going to expect Luka to be Meta World Peace or, Scottie Pippen or name elite wing defender. Nobody ever expects that. What you expect from Luka is real effort. And what you're seeing is real effort. And that's what matters, right? because I think I told you I saw some footage when he was still in Europe. Now, obviously, he was slimmer, he was younger, but I was like, wait a minute, Luka out here moving his feet. But then what also occurred to me is that coaches in Europe have a whole lot more power than coaches have in the NBA. And so they probably
he wasn't
get your butt moving or you ain't.
He wasn't United States high draft pick Luka.
Right.
He was Euro Luka.
Mm-hmm.
He was still probably living at home.
Could be, yeah.
He was a kid. He was like 15, 16 years old. 17 maybe. I think he probably played in those Euro leagues till he was 18.
Yeah.
Got drafted in he was 18 or 19. So.
Yeah, I think he was 19 when he came over there. Yeah. So, but no, great points, man. Great points. Good stuff. All right, my quick hit is this. Was it last night? Last night or the day before? LeBron James passed Michael Jordan for most total steals. Not most total steals. He passed him on the all-time steals list.
What's the ranking?
I think he's third now.
Oh wow,
third or fourth.
So MJ was
in totals,
top 5 in steals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was. But see, here's the thing. Here's where my problem is. We want to give credit because that's a great achievement to be that high in yet another statistical category. And this I'll give LeBron credit for. When he's all said and done, this dude is going to be top 5 in like 4 major statistical categories, which is crazy. Because when Dream retired, he was the only player in history to be top 10, I think, in 4 major categories. And it was points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. LeBron is probably going to be like top 5 in 4 categories, which is absolutely absurd. Now, that said, 2 things can be true. Can they not, Snead?
Of course.
He passed Michael Jordan on the steals list. It took him 8 more years. Like, can we stop getting super excited about this dude's freaking records that he keeps putting? We know that he's just hanging around to pad stats. We know that. Like, the fact that he's doing all this is great, but he's doing all this in so much more time than all these other guys. So it takes some of the shine off of the accomplishments. That's my quick hit.
Well, I've never personally thought to myself, what's going to make LeBron greater if he passes everybody on all these all-time lists.
Yeah.
I never thought to myself that because I've frozen my LeBron perception. I froze it around 2018 or 19. I stopped looking. Once Anthony Davis was the best player on the Lakers, I no longer looked at LeBron like I need to evaluate his career the same way anymore. Now I'm looking at his career like this is kind of the final phase. It's kind of winding down. He's not carrying the team anymore. It's a little bit different. I just view these years differently. Like these years don't mean anything to me when I think about LeBron.
Right.
I mean, unless he wants to do something really interesting and just continue to play and be an ancillary piece that contributes in a small way or whatever. But I'm not assessing his greatness on what he did last year, what he did in 2023. I mean, he's been losing in the playoffs. I'm not going to say, well, that harms him or that helps him or anything. None of that is part of the calculus. When LeBron was in his peak form, when he was capable of carrying a team, when he had his teams in the finals, when he was in the finals competing, when he was winning finals, that's the stuff I'll remember. I think about his peak. I think about when he was basically an enforcer within the league. He hasn't been that for like more than a half a decade. So I'm not even really thinking about these things, Bruce. Like where because then I got to start thinking about leading the league history in turnovers. And
we can't do that.
And that's a dubious distinction. Like nobody's gonna want
turnovers, missed shots, missed free throws, most airball free throws. Nobody's gonna.
But that's what I'm saying, Bruce. If we're gonna do that, we have to look at the totality. Where does he rank in all the good and all the bad? And I don't really care to look at the bad per se.
Right. No, I got you. So, all right, those are the quick hits. Already get to these main topics. Got some good stuff here tonight, man.
Yo, let's get
it, Snead. All right. So let me ask you something, Snead. When you think about the all-time great college basketball programs, name some of them for me.
Basketball?
Yeah, college basketball.
Duke, North Carolina, Syracuse, UCLA, UNLV.
That's something.
Florida's become a powerhouse.
Okay.
Kentucky had some great years.
That's
Kansas, great years.
There you go.
Michigan State, I think of.
Nah, I don't think Michigan State.
You don't think Spartans?
No, man.
What?
No.
With Izzo? Are you serious?
Izzo's been there 1,000 years. This dude has one chip. Nah.
Yeah, but they're always really
like
good.
Boeheim was at Syracuse 55 years and got one chip, but he did play for 3.
But the Big East teams are legendary. UMass, UConn. Sure. There's always teams, bro. I'm just thinking about the ones that have always won.
Yeah.
Not won championships, but championships, it's a very elite group.
Right,
it's Duke, it's North Carolina, it's Kentucky, it's Kansas.
Right. So
UCLA.
Duke being one of the blue blood programs, right? So who's the coach that we associate with Duke?
Coach K, man.
Coach K, right. And I think we can say that's one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time.
That's one of the greatest basketball minds of all time.
There you go. Okay. And so I think we can also say he's been around and seen a whole lot in terms of great players, right?
He saw players get built, reconstructed, and built again. And, programs. He saw many generations of players.
True. That's right.
Different. Like he watched the change.
Yes.
From playing 4 years to one and done.
Yeah.
Remember, he never used to get with that. And then he had Kyrie for a year and it was like,
He's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Coach K, we know, is one of the all-time great basketball minds. I'm glad you said that. So another one of the blue blood programs you named was North Carolina. And so we know Dean Smith, we know
Roy Williams,
yes. two of the all-time great coaches.
Just like Coach K. Just like him in a lot of ways. Yes.
Right. Seen it all, done it all, been around all these great players. Cool. Another one you didn't name, surprisingly, Indiana, right?
Indiana,
the general, Bobby Knight, Robert Montgomery. Seen a lot, done a lot. Okay, so the reason that I bring this up is there's this thing called the GOAT debate. And I've said, I know you've heard me say it, that I truly believe, and I know you've heard other content creators say it as well in this space, that the GOAT debate is manufactured. I don't think there is a debate. I think it's a ridiculous argument to even have LeBron at number 2. I think there's a number of guys who can go ahead of him for number 2. I think the GOAT debate is manufactured, blah, blah, blah. Nike, the league, agents, so on and so forth, right? Gator, whoever, all these people. Okay, cool. But that doesn't mean LeBron is not all-time great. That doesn't mean he hasn't had an all-time great career. That just means he is not the GOAT, and the GOAT debate, in my estimation, is manufactured. So people say a lot of things, push a lot of narratives, right? So recently, a couple days ago, Coach K, who we've just established was the guy who basically built Duke into a national blue blood powerhouse. He is one of the greatest basketball minds ever, having obviously coached, 40 plus years at Duke through the ACC, coached with a lot of great players, coached against a lot of great players. We could talk about Tim Duncan and Joe Smith and Jerry Stackhouse and so on and so forth, and just go down the line of all these great players went on to play in the league. So he's been around great players. We also know that he's been an assistant and a head coach on, I think, Team USA, right? Maybe not head coach, but he's been, up there in the coaching annals of Team USA. So we know not only has he been around a whole bunch of all-time great college players, he's also been around a lot of all-time great NBA players. Cool. So I say this to say, I truly believe Coach K knows what he's talking about when it comes to players and talent evaluation. So does Roy Williams and Dean Smith and Robert Montgomery Knight, the general, all these guys, right? So there's a lot of guys that have been around a lot of people, seen a lot of things. And I know it seems like they're like, what the hell is Bruce is talking about? I'm getting somewhere. So what I'm trying to do here is establish the credentials for these people as talent evaluators, right?
How many people needed to hear these things, Bruce?
A lot of people needed to hear these things, Sneed.
Really?
Yes.
That's a sad state of affairs.
It is a sad state.
We just had to give the resume of the brightest, sharpest basketball minds to ever walk this planet.
Yeah, that's correct.
The golden era of college basketball.
Sure. Yeah. So, by the way, quick side note. I was doing some research today Apparently, John Wooden believes that Kobe is the greatest basketball player of all time. Well, he recently died, but before he died, Bill Simmons said that he was having breakfast with John Wooden, and John Wooden said that Kobe is the greatest basketball player of all time, even above Michael Jordan. I was like, that's crazy.
I know why he said that.
John Wooden to say that.
I know why he said that.
Why do you think he said that?
Nobody got more out of their opportunity than Bean.
Yeah.
Bean was not dealt the same hand as everybody.
Yeah.
So Bean squeezed everything out, mustered everything until the last minute.
Right.
And I think Wooden knew that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, John Wooden being the age that he is, he would have seen a prime Oscar Robertson.
He would have saw everybody.
Prime Wilt. Exactly. He saw them all. He coached Lou Alcindor, right? He coached Bill Walton, two of the greatest college players of all time. And we'll talk about them in a couple topics from here. But I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, back to the GOAT debate and Coach K. So Coach K was on the Pat McAfee show the other day, and he was talking, and I have some interesting sound. You interested in hearing that? Because I thought it was really interesting.
Got it queued up. Let's go.
Best player that I've ever been associated with is Jordan, and then there are a number of other people that he can allow into his room. Okay. And a limited.
Pause right quick. First, he says the best player I've ever been associated with, Michael Jordan. Okay. That's pretty much common knowledge. Maybe not to some people, but it is for most. Then he says people he can allow into his room. Now, think about when we talk about Michael Jordan in the finals, he never allowed it to go to Game 7. When he was on top of the mountain, he never allowed anyone to come to the top of the mountain. Do we hear the type of verbiage that gets used when discussing Michael Jordan? I just thought that was interesting. All right, let's continue.
A number of them, but it starts with I think with Michael. Yeah, I will tell you one thing about international players now. That's been the biggest change.
Why is that Michael Jordan number one? You think is it because of his competitive?
He's a killer, for Christ's sake, and he could do anything. He got bored and went to play baseball for a while, and then still came back. No, he and his attitude and work ethic, I love him. And I love, he's the ultimate competitor. Kobe was close in that. He's in that room. There's obviously Magic and Jabbar, and there are a number of them. But
LeBron, Coach K?
No, I'm not going to say one more. But let me
go ahead, handle it. Exactly.
Pat McAfee doesn't say his name. Coach K keeps cooking without mentioning Bron.
Thank you. This is how you know it's manufactured. Now, McAfee, ESPN guy, and a younger guy, he has to do that. And did you hear the way he had to do that? And then now you're going to see Coach K kind of roll it back in and try to make it, But let's continue. I thought that was I knew you'd catch that. Let's continue.
Tell you this thing about
LeBron is not in the room?
No, LeBron is in there.
Okay. Jeez.
He's not selling tickets outside.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know for
his career. LeBron and I are close, man. He helped us win. I love coaching LeBron.
Isn't it interesting how it seems to me that when LeBron wants to cultivate a certain response on his position in the game from certain people, he creates these relationships so that they don't feel comfortable telling the truth. Have you noticed that? Or is that me? Am I reaching here?
I never thought about it that way, Bruce, honestly, but that's possible. I mean, he does.
LeBron and I are close. Interesting.
I mean, it's a very different approach compared to the other guy. I don't think Jordan was patronizing anyone
because all that mattered to him was going on the floor and destroying people. You're a coach.
They're very different. I always try to remind people these two guys are not similar at all.
No, not at all.
So when you talk about like LeBron and MJ and all these other players, they're all very unique and different. They have very different identities and the way that they move. So very different.
For sure. And I respect that, right? Everybody is not going to have the same mindset or be the same, right? Because if everybody was, everybody would be a lot better, right? And that's what separates certain guys. That's why Magic and Bird and Kareem and Russell and Jordan and Kobe and Timmy are on the level that they're on. And then those are probably like the top tier guys. Maybe I'm leaving somebody out, but you know, then you got the second tier guys, your Birds and whoever else, your Dreams or whatever. And then, you know, going down and down, but that's part of the reason, because everybody just isn't built the same, right? So anyway, I thought that was very interesting. And like I said, the first thing that got me was, you know, Coach K's comments early in the clip. And then when he doesn't mention LeBron. Now let's think about this. Is there any situation whatsoever where you're talking about the best players of all time and somebody forgets to mention Jordan? Even if they don't have him number one, does anybody ever forget to mention?
I know who would.
Happen?
I know who would. Zeke.
Oh.
Zeke.
Even he has Jordan like top 4 though. He doesn't.
I think because he wants credibility. He doesn't want to look like an idiot.
Right.
You know, he doesn't.
Also because he knows that he's on wax saying that Jordan's the greatest to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? He was calling the 98 finals and he said that. And so I think it was Costas was with him. He was like, and you're saying this? And he was like, absolutely. He's like, and Costas was something along the lines of like, I've never heard you talk about him that way. And Zeke was like, well, when you're on the floor playing against him and you're competing, you're not going to say that. But yeah, he is. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, cool. There we go. So, you know, but I just thought that was very interesting, that part. So we got Coach K, as you mentioned, Sneed, one of the greatest basketball minds ever, who coincidentally forgot LeBron James, right? And says definitively Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time.
I really wish Pat McAfee didn't say anything.
Yeah. Because
we would have gotten to know. Yeah.
For sure. Now, we can say, okay, Coach K, he's just biased. Okay, you know, that's his opinion. That's cool. So let's go to another guy who's an all-timer. Let's go to Roy Williams. I think Roy Williams knows a little something about basketball and being around great players, right? National champion at Kansas, another blue blood program, right? Wilter Stilt went to Kansas, Paul Pierce the Truth went to Kansas, Danny Manning, so on and so forth, right? A lot of great players came through Fog Allen Arena. Okay. Of course, then he goes back to his alma mater. He goes to UNC. He wins championships there. He's been around a lot of great players at UNC. But let's hear what Roy Williams had to say about this GOAT talk.
You were one of the first college coaches to really get excited about Michael. Mm-hmm. What do you think you saw that others missed?
Well, everybody missed, and we would have too. But I just saw him on a Sunday afternoon, and I thought, oh, my gosh. This may be the best 6'4" high school player I've ever seen. But none of us, Dean Smith, Bill Guthrie, Jetty Fogler, Roy Williams, knew that he was going to be Michael Jordan.
Right.
But he was just gifted, but he had a desire that was different from everybody else. He told me he wanted to be the best player ever at North Carolina. And I said, well, you've got to work harder than you did in high school. And he said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, excuse me. I thought you told me you wanted to be the best. You have no chance. No chance. And 2 days later, he came back and said, I want to talk to you. And said, I'm going to show you nobody will ever outwork me. And nobody ever has to this day.
What do you think made him unique?
That desire. There's guys on the street corner that can run and jump. There's guys playing basketball that can shoot. There's guys doing so many things, and there are great players, but nobody's great as Michael Jordan was. That expression, the GOAT, greatest of all time, he's the GOAT. And I've watched a lot of basketball, 71 years. Nobody's done what Michael Jordan, and his desire, his passion, his focus, his work ethic, his competitiveness. Oh, my gosh, it's off the charts.
So do we think Roy Williams knows a little something about basketball? I mean, just do we think he?
You know what I've noticed in all these conversations, Bruce?
Sure.
You notice they're not really talking about the technicals, the skills that much, right? It's not really about that. It's intangible things.
Yeah.
It's the things that boost levels.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, it's a given that you got to be able to shoot well. It's a given that you got to be able to handle the rock. It's a given that you have to defend. It's a given that you have to know all these different things and be skillful. It's the unique things about the makeup of a player that transcends them to unique levels that puts you in basketball lore. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why I like these kinds of coaches. There's nothing Socratic. There's nothing philosophical from like a basketball purist, like analyzing film, and they don't even need to take it there because it's beyond that. These are identifiable, unique things that are of the highest order in these players. This is how you know, man.
Yeah.
This is how you know players are special when they talk about like never being outworked. You always teach players you need to work hard. You tell them over and over again, but then you have a guy who actually lives it and does it, you know, and then they share the stories, man. You know, the interactions with the guys. You know, these are the types of conversations I like.
For sure.
Because I saw the games. So now I get to match the descriptions and how these guys know them. And I'm like, that's why these games played out the way they did. That's why these finals turned out the way they did. That's why there's 6 rings. That's why there's 5 rings. That's why there's 4. That's why there's rings. You know?
You know what's interesting about that, Sneed? When you hear Kenny Smith, Kenny the Jet, 2-time NBA champion with the Houston Rockets, Kenny Jet Smith, when you hear him talk about Michael Jordan, he actually says kind of the opposite of what you said. He said, well, we know about the running and the jumping and the dunking and all that. He said, but what makes Michael Jordan the greatest is because he is the most fundamentally sound player that we've ever seen.
But we all know that.
You know, a lot of people don't know that, or they don't look at it. I think that's what up, Bree? What's going on? Good to see you here. Good to see you.
Wait, what did they see when they watched his film?
I think a lot of people that engage in this fake argument on a certain side, they either don't know it or won't admit it. It's one of the two. So, you know, Bree says when you get guys more senior than you and you come in with an intensity and change the culture, it's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. We saw him do that in Chicago. We saw him to an extent do it in North Carolina because when he got there, James Worthy was player of the year. Kenny Smith said that if you said anything to MJ about his game, he'd go work on it until he, you know, could outdo you with it. And so it's very interesting. All right. So now we've heard from Coach K. We've heard from Roy Williams. These are 2 older gentlemen who've been around a long time.
Who else you got, Bruce? Who else you got?
I'm going to go one more. I'm going to go to the general, Coach Robert Montgomery Knight, who is no longer with us. God bless the dead. Yeah, so let's go. I think this is him from 1984, prior to coaching the U.S. Olympic team. So I can't see the labels here because they're in the thing, but one is from, matter of fact, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go 1984 first, and then we'll go after that to 2017.
And watch how the message.
There's a reason I'm doing it.
1984 and what? Just listen.
Yes, you know me, Sneed. I love it. Let's go.
As far as just the overall game of basketball, I know you're not a big NBA fan, but LeBron James, is he the best guy you've ever seen?
No. The best guy that ever played the game is Michael Jordan. Don't even think about anybody else.
Not even close?
Not even close.
Why is that?
Because he was just better than anybody. He was smarter. He was tougher. He won more. Although there are 2 things about when you talk about players. You talk about the best player and you talk about the most valuable player. Without any thought that the best player was Michael Jordan.
Okay, sorry guys, that was Bob Knight in 2017. So which I think also proves the point even more, because this is after having watched the bulk of LeBron's career, having seen Kobe's entire career, Magic's entire career, Kareem's entire career, Bird's entire career, Olajuwon, Shaq, whoever else you want to name. This is in 2017. We're hearing Bob Knight say that. So I thought it was very interesting. And let me see if I have the clip from 84 here.
The kid is just an absolutely great kid. If I were going to pick the 3 or 4 best athletes I've ever seen play basketball, he'd be one of them. I think he's the best athlete I've ever seen play basketball, bar none. If I were going to pick people with the best ability I'd ever seen play the game, he'd be one of them. If I were going to pick the best competitors that I'd ever seen play, he'd be one of them. So in the categories of competitiveness, ability, skill, and then athletic ability, he's the best athlete, he's one of the best competitors, he's one of the most skilled players. And that, to me, makes him the best basketball player that I've ever seen play.
Go ahead, Sneak. You were saying something?
In 1984, he said skilled, athletic, ability, and competitor. And then later he chimes in and says smarter, tougher, and winning. As Bobby Knight got older, he learned to appreciate Michael Jordan's IQ and intelligence, because I think the newer players don't measure up.
Yeah.
He mentioned tougher in 2017. That matches with competitor, right? They kind of go together. And then he mentioned winning, because, I mean, what the hell do you play to win for? What play for? You play to win. What's important to him as a coach and how he evaluates players, he's clearly placing emphasis on things that you can work on, but things that also make up like your DNA. So he's talking about things that in a perfect storm he saw in MJ that a lot of players are deficient in.
Right.
Some players don't have great basketball IQ. A lot of players we know now don't seem to be very tough. If they might be tough, but we wouldn't know because they coddle them.
Right.
Winning is the most important thing, not statistics. No, never talked about stats. Did not bring up one statistical thing.
Right. That's a good point.
All he talked about was winning, toughness, and basketball intelligence.
And competitiveness.
And then even before that, he spoke about skill, athleticism, ability, and being competitive.
Right. Right. So I think this is an interesting point. It just occurred to me. Why is it, and maybe it's me, correct me if I'm wrong, when guys talk about LeBron, who is great, all-time great. Let me say that again, because I'm sure some people won't hear Bruce say it. LeBron James is all-time great. There's no getting around that. Where you place him, that's a different thing, but he is all-time great. Now, that said, here's a question for me. Do you notice when people talk about LeBron, why do they never talk about the competitiveness? Think about it. When they talk about Isaiah Thomas, they say he would kill your mother. No. They said he would stab you in the heart to win a basketball game. I've heard that said about Isaiah Thomas. When they talk about Bird, they talk about the competitiveness. When they talk about Magic, they talk about how he would kill you smiling. Competitiveness. Obviously, we just heard the Michael Jordan, competitiveness. The Kobe, competitiveness. Tim Duncan, kill you quietly, competitiveness, right? Dream, early in his career, as Edward loves to point out, getting in fights all the time. And then even after that, when he more embraced Islam and got more into the peaceful, still competitive, wanted to destroy everybody he was going up against, right? The stories are there about David Robinson, right? KG will tell you stories about Dream, all that. So what I'm saying is, why is it that when we talk about all the other all-time greats, competitiveness is one of the main words brought out, but when they talk about LeBron, you never hear that? Or maybe it's just me. Why is that?
Because Miami happened.
That's got to be an indictment.
Yeah. And even then, to only win 2 rings, I think an underachievement. And, and then it became a generational identity of teaming up, because we saw what KD did, and that whole thing and Golden State. And I always knew it was going to come back to haunt him. And I know that somewhere deep down inside, I think he knows that he risked his legacy with that. And I think he tried to make it right with the second stint with Cleveland by winning that chip. But I also think he wished he could have won more in Cleveland. Having 2 or 3, would have did more for his career. If let's say he would have won 3 in Cleveland, that would have been huge, Bruce. Let's say he never won one in LA. Let's just say he won the 2 in Miami and the 3 in Cleveland. We would look at LeBron very differently.
For sure. Absolutely.
But I mean, it's hard to look past that.
It is.
These guys are from a different era, Bruce. Those things didn't work like that.
Well, so wait. I would give you that, but then what about Wemby? Wemby got competitiveness. Wemby want to go.
From now. I think, how they talk about people that have an old soul. It just looks and feels like they're from a different era. Wemby might be that type of dude. He's not really from now. He's like from, he's got a mentality that kind of predates him.
I think so. But I just thought it was interesting that when for whatever reason, you hear competitiveness when you talk about all the other all-time greats, but with him, somehow that's not usually the word that comes up. Greatness, yes. Durability, yes. These type of things. But you never hear competitiveness. And I think that's weird. And I think that's an indictment when you're talking about something as serious as a quote unquote GOAT debate.
LeBron made a gross miscalculation by going to Miami under those conditions and terms. And if he was thinking about his legacy, which I don't think he was, but I think if you gave him truth serum, I think he would tell you the regret he has about Miami.
But he could have fixed it after that, though. But he continued to move in that same way.
I think it's damage control. I think it's like the point of no return, like the tipping point. Maybe he just saw it that way. I don't know. I mean, why else is he still playing right now? He doesn't feel like it's done.
I suppose.
I think Kobe knew it was done when he said it was over. I think Duncan knew it was done when he said it was over. MJ, I don't know, finally figured it out, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Sometimes they know and sometimes they don't, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt. So I think to wrap up this segment, I think that we learned a few things, right? We learned that brilliant basketball minds believe that MJ is the GOAT. We learned that. We learned that LeBron appears to be lacking something present in all the other all-time level guys. We learned that. We learned that, or not we learned, we already knew, but we saw a clear demonstration of the major sports media and what they have to do to try and falsely put LeBron into a place where he doesn't deserve to be. We saw that with the way McAfee started yelling, LeBron, Coach K. And
did you hear the urgency in his voice?
Yes, of course.
That was panic.
Yes.
He's like, how could you wait this long? See, bro, I always analyze what people say and how they say it because there's meaning in both. That was clearly panic and urgency. Like, how? No way. And he probably shouldn't have. LeBron is a great player.
Yes.
So, and I don't know if LeBron watched that and felt slighted. Like, what took you so long, Coach K?
Because it's okay to be an all-time great player, but to not be on a certain level, that's okay. That's the part that gets me. It's not good enough that you're an all-time great player who's going to have tons of records, 4 championships, 4 MVPs, done a lot of things a lot of other people haven't done, but it's not good enough for you. Think about this. If LeBron truly knew that he was what he says he is and what his people say he is, he wouldn't still be hanging around. Agreed or no?
I agree.
All right. That's my thought. All right, let's go ahead. So we've learned a lot from this clip, these clips, plural, and this segment. Let's go ahead, man, and open up these phone lines. I want to hear something. Edward, I'm looking for you. And just so y'all know, I'm going to put it out there. While we were doing this segment, I text Edward the link to come up here and join us because he always got a lot to say. I text him the link, but he wants no parts of coming on here. He was telling me all day how he can't wait for the show because he's going to come on here and he's going to cook me. I gave him the opportunity, but he's nowhere to be found. I coward. Chief Sid Bubba, what's good, man?
What's good? I'm going to have to give you guys some pushback.
Do it.
I know Coach K from way back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
By the way, real quick, Coach K's an Army officer. I say whore.
Yep. I love him.
Yes.
But I think what it is with Coach K, I don't think he slighted LeBron. If you go back a few years ago, when Coach K said, do you know who Coach K said the two most prepared players he ever coached were?
He said Kobe and LeBron?
Kobe and LeBron, right. He said LeBron does the thing to prepare to win, the will to win. That's what Coach K said. And he also said the most complete player he ever coached was LeBron. I'm just saying. Okay. Now, sometimes when we say best, you can say the offense, the defense, one-on-one. I get all that. I watch Mike. I could kind of agree with that. But I think LeBron James, for what he had to, nobody ever dealt with what he ever dealt with before either. We had guys to come out of high school. We had, Moses Malone, but none of them, Kobe, none of them dealt with what he had to deal with in a social media age. So how he handled it, I think he did all right. The boy did all right.
Hold on, Chief, let me stop you. I'm so sick of this excuse of nobody had to deal with what he had to deal with in the social media age.
That's a fact.
Okay.
It's not an excuse when it's a fact.
Chief,
bro.
hold on. I'm not saying it's not a fact. I'm fully aware that it's a fact. However, you're talking as if Jordan had social media in his era and somehow miraculously ducked it or sidestepped it so he wouldn't have to go through it. What Jordan had in his era, right? The equivalent, you're a little older than me, so I grew up reading the sports page every day, and Jordan used to get ripped in the newspapers. I know you know about Peter Vesey going in on this dude and the sports media on TV and in the papers talking about he can score a lot. He's a great individual player. He'll never be a winner like Magic and Bird, right? I know you remember that. So what his equivalent was, the pressure was there. He was feeling it. That's why he had to win so bad. Right. So it's not fair for us to say, well, Jordan never had to go through that because it wasn't there. That's not his fault.
No. The circumstances were different, though.
Okay.
Michael Jordan had the great Roy Williams to coach him. When you have that guidance and leadership of a Roy Williams, Coach K, James Worthy, you get that type of guidance and inspiring you. Now, Mike, you said you want to be the best. You got to work harder than the rest.
Hold on, real quick, Chief. Real quick.
Okay.
I remember LeBron said, quote, "The only teacher I need is experience."
Ooh.
I don't want to hear that, sir. All due respect. I do not want to hear it.
No, you don't hear it, I keep seeing. When he says that, who at 17, 16 gonna know that, Sneed?
I'm talking about in his second stint in Cleveland.
I was about to say, he said that later, yeah. And mind you, this is the same guy who said...
This is the guy who had David Blatt outed.
Mm-hmm. And
David Blatt shouldn't have been there.
And this is the same guy. Hold on, Chief. Now, this is the same dude who said, I went to Miami because I had to win. Then later he says, right. Then he says, I would have had the same career if I never went to Miami. What? See, stuff like this is why the dude, so many people have issues with this guy.
Right. Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
You said LeBron don't like to compete. Now, when he dropped the 45 on the Celtics,
one of the greatest games I've ever seen. No, sorry, go ahead.
Right. So with that, the problem with LeBron is, okay, he I think he's an overanalyzer. He overthinks. He cares too much what folks say. Now, to me, that's his Achilles heel. If you had his body, his skill set and everything, do you think you can go up against Michael Jordan, or would you have the cojones, the challenge?
Oh, I would like to think I would.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go for it.
Yeah.
That's why I love Kobe. That's why I love Bron.
Mm-hmm.
nobody could ever. Okay, there'll never be another Michael Jordan. So you already lost. Kind of like that's a no-win. But you got to do something to get you going to inspire you to get to that next level. So I like a guy who's gonna challenge. So if me trying to be compared to Mike gives me 4 titles, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 rings, and then the stat box. Hey, I challenge the ghost every day to get what I can out as much as I can out my body. But to me, I said before, mindset is kind of the difference between that. Michael's mindset, Kobe mindset is different. LeBron James, I wouldn't say he's not competitive. There's guys who hate to lose, and there's guys who are obsessed with winning. Michael was obsessed with winning. That's the difference. It ain't skill, like Sneed said, it ain't about skill. But Coach K loved Bron. He interviewed him, gave him all the great accolades in the world. He didn't say you didn't have to be the best, but if he said he's the most complete, what's the minute? Come on, man. That's what he said. That's what he said, man.
Okay, all right, Chief. All right.
And then I know how Bobby Knight is. So Coach K and Bobby Knight don't pretty much think the same way because
hello,
was his mentor.
Hold on, Edward. Chief talking.
No. Sid Bubble, I agree with everything you said.
First of all, you in the bathroom?
Bro, this dude is somewhere in a bunker, bro. How do you even connect to a network, bro?
I joined the show. I'm enjoying what you guys are saying, especially you, Sid Bubble. Go Arkansas. I'm rooting for it. Here, bro, let's keep going. Look.
Stick to it.
Look, would somebody please tell Bruce Holt to leave me alone? He's bothering me. He's harassing me and everything. I am trying to work. I'm trying to get my job done. Bruce, why are you bothering me, sir?
So hold on, Chief. So go get your job done instead of harassing us with nonsense in the chat. That's why I called you out here. You've been talking tough all day, but you don't want to show up when it's time.
I just showed up. I'm 10 toes down. I showed up, Bruce. This has nothing to do with what you're talking about. You guys are making great points. What else do you want, brother?
All right.
All right, now. You be you now.
Yeah, you be you. Water. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chief.
But you know what? When somebody tells me, and if I'm a LeBron supporter, that LeBron is not the GOAT, it don't bother me none because I've seen Michael Jordan. I've seen Kobe. I've seen the Mitch Richmond. So when they get ready to argue with me, I've seen them with my eyes. I'm like Tricky Rick Bucher. I've seen them with my eyes too. And I got 4 of them.
For sure. By the way, thank you for mentioning Mitch Richmond. So many people have no idea what a monster that dude was and what he would do if he played today. Oh my God.
It sucks to be in the NBA at the same time as MJ, bro.
It does.
Right. So he was probably the greatest shooting guard other than Michael Jordan in the 90s.
Bad man.
No, Clyde has to get brought up too. Clyde Drexler has to be brought up.
I like Clyde, but something about
Mitch,
the way he defended you, his toughness, that body, he could body you up.
Yeah, Jordan said that Mitch Richmond was the toughest cover at the position.
Right. But like you said earlier, when you had your members only thing about Kobe versus LeBron one-on-one, I said the better one-on-one player is Kobe. So a better guy that's on, a better offensive and defensive specialist in a one-on-one is better than a guy that plays kind of the multiple position, multiple defense thing. If you're looking at one-on-one, I give the edge to Kobe.
Right.
But if LeBron pissed off and don't care, then it get interested.
Yeah, no, angry Bron is scary, man. And
angry Bron, I put him against anybody.
And look, Chief, I've said it a number of times on this show. You've been here for a while. You know, that Game 6 against my Celtics, man, listen, that's one of the greatest playoff performances I've ever seen. So I've said it a number of times, but the problem is because, I don't act like some people, that's not good enough for other people to, they don't hear it. But that's okay.
But see, this is where I give you and Snead credit. You guys are going to say, even though you're critical and you're going to critique, but you're going to give the positives as well and to give some honesty. Some other guys out there, all they do, they like to try to slant it because they hate the dude. Whether you like,
I've been on Chief. I've been on this planet for 42 years. I've watched so much basketball. I love the game. Right.
Yeah.
LeBron is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen.
Right.
And I've seen tens of thousands of professional players. And he's one of the best I've ever seen. He's also one of the best I've compared to the ones I've never seen, who I had to, go back and watch film on. He really is an incredible player. I never saw, and actually the most impressive thing about Bron is he was able to overcome some of his deficiencies by his strengths just being so much better than everybody else's strength. He did that 4 times.
But the thing, like I always say, growing up, we watching Mike, we admire Mike. We gotta forget, LeBron was a kid. We were watching him.
That is kind of crazy.
LeBron was a kid learning to get it. So many times LeBron was Sean, my boy Sean. LeBron would say Kobe is the best player in the league while he's playing. I want to be like Mike. I'm a kid at ABCD camp, and Kobe said I got to work harder. That's what I do. We forget that he was a child. we kind of forget that as a child. Now he's 40-something. We tend to forget that. But at Mike, we always had the glazed eyes with Mike. So,
now, Chief, that was my least favorite point that you made this whole time. I liked everything you had to say except your opening point about him having all this pressure and all this other stuff. That's narrative.
Right.
So that I don't care much for, but everything you said, objectively speaking, was on point, sir.
But no, what I'm saying, Steve, when we watched growing up, LeBron only, even though he was quote unquote the chosen one, crazy athletic, sometimes that mind and that maturity got to catch up with that body for everything to get right. Even with Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was the greatest player, but he didn't win until he learned how to rely on his teammates. Because believe me, I had many days cussing Isaiah and them out on the screen, throwing stuff at the tube TV, acting a fool because they lost. And Mike cried, but he got better. That's what I loved about Michael Jordan.
No doubt.
That's what I loved about Kobe. When he airballed, then, and everybody counted him out, and the kid had to come back. And I think sometimes we have to give that what I call the grace of growth. Now, does he move funny and do stuff we like in that media BS? Yes. But he's entertained us for 20-something years.
Fair enough. Chief, I gotta let you go, man. I gotta let you go so we can get on to the next topic. Right. But great call as always, man. I appreciate you.
All right.
Chief.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, Sneed. Aki Bruce. Aki.
Salam, bro. Salam.
Walaikum salam, brothers. Walaikum salam.
Right.
Good call, man. Good call. Chief is on it. Okay. Sean, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, what's up, Bruce? What's up, Steve?
What up, brother? I'm gonna need you to make this quick, man, because we gotta get on to the next topic. But go ahead.
All right, I'll make this quick. Now, with all said and done about what I said about LeBron, you know what I mean? Yeah, he is an all-time great, I wish I could praise him more, but he constantly screwing up, man. He constantly keep on screwing up every chance I get. Even when I give him a chance, about that last game when he actually hustled to the floor. You know what I mean? Now people are just gassing him up as if he's some type of defensive pressure type of guy. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. But you know what I mean? Like LeBron, you know what I mean? Even though it was short, he was a two-way player. You know what I mean? He was a two-way player for the last 4 to 6 years. During his prime, and also afterwards, even though he was continuously stacking the deck, offensively, he still was good. The problem is that I just wish that he could have actually, for a guy who be constantly gassing up for his intelligence, I wish that he would have actually had different set of plans in order to avoid those final losses instead of using the same type of system, which is very crucial, for a coach to do. But, that's all I got to say about that. I'm not saying that he's a bum, unlike his son, but you know what I mean? But shoot, the way he was disrespected as Pepper and Girl, is a step went too far. Yeah, he won a championship, but that one championship, and then the rest of it is kind of like hell. But I mean, hey, Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? I wish he would have retired a long damn time ago, but whatever. You know what I mean? He's gonna be playing like until Cal race actually comes through. Maybe there's gonna be a medicine off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
No doubt.
That's all I got to say.
All right, I appreciate the call, Sean. Thank you, brother.
All right, Sean.
No problem.
Bruce, go ahead, call us. You'll be the last call on this topic, man. Go ahead, get in here, and then we'll move on after that. Go ahead, call back, Bruce. Looks like this topic got people a little excited, huh, Sneed?
I mean, it definitely is it's an MJ topic.
I suppose so. What up, Bruce?
What's going on with y'all boys tonight, man?
What's going on? Man? What you got?
Hey, man, I'm sick of the Michael Jordan glaze, man. We know he's the greatest of all time, brother. We did it, brother. Y'all ain't gotta, how can I say, bump up Jordan to tear down LeBron.
Who's doing that? Wait. Stop.
I want to argue.
Hold on. Stop. Who's bumping up Jordan? You just called in and said he's the greatest of all time. We all know it. So how do we need to bump up Jordan to take down LeBron? You got that backwards. That's what LeBron sexuals do. They try to tear down Jordan to bring up LeBron. You know that, and I know that. Now carry on.
Not necessarily, Bruce. Because it wants to, you big him up for, being a great player. But you say, but he don't have the mindset, and people didn't fear him. That's not true, Bruce. People fear LeBron. Golden State fear LeBron. That's why they want you to have. That's the biggest. If this motherfucker didn't fear LeBron, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green win that fruit to the damn Hamptons and meet Kevin Durant. They knew they couldn't do nothing with LeBron without him.
I disagree.
Not that they didn't fear LeBron, bro.
I disagree.
And Golden State already had a great team without KD.
That part I agree with.
They knew they couldn't be the healthy LeBron and the healthy Kyrie.
That part I do not agree with.
Let me talk, brother. Why you cutting me off?
I'm not cutting you off. I'm responding to what you're saying.
And a tough Shump and a tough J.R. Smith and a solid Kevin Love. They knew they couldn't beat them without KD. That's why he went to the Hamptons and recruited. They basically flew in a private jet, $1 million airplane, bro, and flew to the Hamptons, man, to recruit KD because they knew they couldn't beat LeBron, and a healthy Kyrie. With a tough Shump, Shump in his prime on the defense, they couldn't beat that.
Shump in his prime, bro.
You're not serious.
Shump in his prime on the defensive end.
You're not serious. You need to go back and I'm not even gonna do it because this has been done ad nauseum. You just need to go back and reassess that series, man. Seriously, because there's key parts that you're missing.
Okay, we ain't gonna go too deep into that because we be on this motherfucker for hours. Regardless, I already know what you're talking about because Draymond didn't play a game. Okay, whoop the goddamn.
I'm not even talking about just that though. Do you forget that Andrew Bogut went out injured in that series, and that's when everything turned with LeBron going to the basket?
Yeah,
people ignore that. That was a huge swing in that series, but it doesn't fit the narrative, so no one's gonna bring it up.
But however, how you say, Bruce, I'm gonna make you a shirt to say, however, that's where I get it from. I get that from you, Bruce.
Oh, right.
However, I ain't had that in my vocabulary. What about the year prior when Kyrie and Kevin Love was out playing Golden State? Was that a fair advantage? No. Where we pumped Matthew Dellavedova up like he was fucking Tony Allen guarding goddamn Stephen Curry. You want to talk about injuries and people being out? No K-Love, no Kyrie in the finals. the year prior. So you see how y'all do. Then I'm ready to get off. Then you got Steve talk about LeBron should be disappointed in his career because he only wants 4 rings. He said something in that context. He should be mad. I knew he needed more rings. I mean, how hard it is to win a championship in the NBA.
I do.
23 years with loaded teams, playing with more All-Star and Hall of Fame talent than just about anybody except Bill Russell. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, brother. I'm not ready to land the plane. What about the teams he was playing against that was loaded? Except probably that Dallas team. What about those San Antonio teams he had to play against? And those Golden State teams? Come on, brother. They was loaded too. So what you saying? He ain't really saying nothing. I'm going to say this, man. Y'all only talk about Glazing, Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan. Yes, Mike needs to go. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their opinion. You got people who believe that LeBron's the GOAT. Basketball purists, not casuals who think LeBron is the GOAT.
Yep.
Understand what I'm saying? You got kids out here that believe Paul George is their GOAT. They don't know no better. Understand what I'm saying, brother? So all this fake kicking about LeBron and bring in the Michael Jordan subject, like you always say, bringing LeBron to be, they go hand in hand. Every time we bring up Jordan, we bring up LeBron. That's always that's how it goes. On here, this will be about Jordan. You know, yes, Jordan is the GOAT, but it's too much Jordan glazing going on, man. We know who's the GOAT, brother, but LeBron is the king. I hit y'all boys back.
All right, man.
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
We got a Matthew Dellavedova shout out tonight, bro. That's crazy. And a prime Iman Shumpert shout out.
It's wild.
Bro, did Iman Shumpert's prime really, was that a thing?
Iman Shumpert was good. Very good defender. It's just
but I
wild.
never heard those words uttered before.
Bro, people
prime
talk about,
Iman Shumpert?
Yeah, that's people talk about Delly like he locked up somebody. Like, come on, man.
He was a tough player. He played hard.
What are we
bro.
doing?
He played hard.
Transformer, you didn't watch the members only I sent you today. You gotta watch that. You'll understand.
I gotta watch it too, bro.
Yeah. I fully understand that post was a long time ago, but you missed the bigger point of it. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and let's move off of this and let's talk about this. And as we can see on the thumbnail, we have the one and only Lou Alcindor, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is, I was going to say arguably, but I think it's pretty definitively the best college basketball player of all time. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I was listening to some today. I think it was Dan Patrick's show. And they briefly were talking about, because it's March Madness time. Matter of fact, the tournament starts tomorrow. Jeez. And they were talking about who they think is kind of the greatest college basketball, not the greatest, the men's, like who you would pick if you had to pick a all-time starting 5 in men's college basketball.
So Kareem's automatic, Lou Alcindor, right?
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting. So
I got another one that's automatic.
Give me your thoughts. Yeah, who is it?
Pistol Pete Maravich.
Okay, I got that too. Okay.
I got to, bro. Pistol Pete's numbers were crazy.
For sure.
Didn't he average 45 in a season?
He averaged 40. He averaged 44 for his college career.
But for a career?
Yes. All 4 years. Yes. Here's the scary thing, right? There were no threes back then. I think it was Dale Brown went back and watched all the games, charted the shots where he was shooting from. Had there been threes, Pistol Pete would have averaged 58 in college. That doesn't even make sense. Now that saying, let me be objective and let me be consistent. He was stat padding like crazy, and his dad was the coach, so his dad was like, "Yo, feed my son the rock." But he did a whole lot of practice and stuff. Like the stories you hear about Press Maravich are insane. Like when Pistol Pete was growing up, his dad used to drive the car and make him like hang out the window and dribble the ball while he was driving slowly. This is just absurd. All types of just drills, like 8 hours a day during the summertime, and just all types of crazy stuff.
He did play in a very unique, unorthodox way for that time.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He was an absolute, he was a shower. Like he showed you and then did something different. And he predates Magic.
Magic says
I want to say that Magic was inspired by him, probably.
Magic said it. He said the stuff you saw me doing, I got a lot of that from Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Zeke probably also.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Zeke. Yeah, Austin Carr was great. AC was the first overall pick by the Cavs in like 1970 or something. Austin Carr was a great college player. Mr. Cavalier, bro.
He's a top 10 all-time college scorer, matter of fact.
First ever Cavalier drafted.
Is he?
Yes. Austin Carr. Okay. Yes.
All right.
So yeah, he was a fantastic college player. I mean, I don't know if I'd put in top 5 college players ever, but he was a walking bucket. But I think Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
I think Luol Cinder Kareem.
Yes.
Have to be automatic locks.
Automatic locks for sure.
Yeah, I think locks. Yeah.
Question: is there a difference between top 5 and all-time starting 5? Because when I hear all-time starting 5, I try to make a team because that's just I'm not you know me. I'm not the positionless basketball guy. I think positions and I try to put a team together. And I look at it. Is that what it was, Reed? Best 6 you saw and watched play? Because I listened to that today. Okay. I don't remember hearing it phrased that way. So that would make me have to reassess mine. But
yeah, it changes the rails of the conversation.
I thought it was all time. I'm pretty sure I thought he said all time. So let's do this. We'll do both. If I'm
what, it's probably true, bro. It probably is that because it makes it more interesting and nuanced. It leads to better conversation. Right. It gives it more flexibility in who you put in there.
No doubt. So I'll just say for me, for my all-time starting 5, I could not decide that point between Magic and Zeke. I just couldn't. I mean, they're both national champions. They're both all-time great. Zeke obviously, played at Indiana with the General, and Magic played at Judd Heathcote at Michigan State, and they both won and blah, blah, blah. They're, what are you going to say? Pistol Pete at the shooting guard. We talked about that. I go Larry Bird at the small forward, just an absolute animal at Indiana State, his 2 years playing there. I go Christian Laettner at power forward. I think even though he didn't turn out to be an all-time great player, he's one of the greatest college players ever. And then Luol Cinder. So I got Magic and Zeke, pick whichever one. Pistol Pete, Larry Bird, Christian Laettner, Luol Cinder. That's my all-time top 5. And I have a very difficult time thinking that team gets beat. And it doesn't matter who your coach is. It could be Coach K, it could be Rick Pitino, it could be John Wooden, or what I'm saying?
Players got to play, right? Players got to play.
Yeah. It could be a number of elite coaches coaching that team, and you'll have success. What do you think of my all-time 5 there?
That's really good, man. That's really good. I mean, my top 5 won't change much there. I might try to find a way to get like the Big O in there. He was great at Cincinnati.
Okay.
Do you have led the nation in scoring in 3 seasons that he played college ball, 35 and 15 as a freshman. I mean, these are some gaudy numbers for a guard.
Yeah.
Like Pistol Pete's numbers are crazy in a different way.
Yeah, sure.
But like the Big O was a dominant force, man.
And he was winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pistol Pete wasn't winning.
And Cincinnati, I mean, it's a nice program. They have a history of hoops, but I mean, he's the pinnacle of their program
for sure
in its existence. So
it's like him, Nick Van Exel, and Kmart.
Yeah. I remember Kmart. He was a beast at Cincinnati. I mean, there's a reason he was the first overall pick, bro.
Yo, he was so good he broke his leg, still got player of the year and went number 1 overall. So
that's all true.
Yeah.
All true. Yeah. And first overall pick with a broken leg. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. And so who's your all-time top 5, Sneed? I know you had Lou. I know you had Pistol Pete.
I'm not making a team. I'm just picking the best 5.
I mean, however you want to do it. My mindset is always create a team and put them out there and see if anybody could be. That's how I always do it.
I mean, Magic was great in college. Larry was great in college.
Right.
I mean, I could kind of be a little bit flexible and get some guys in who may be a little bit, not that successful in the NBA, but were good players in college.
Yeah.
That's so like, cause you can have conversations.
Doug McDermott, bro.
What is it?
Doug McDermott.
Yo, I remember Doug McDermott, bro. With
killer in college.
Okay. How about this, bro?
Yeah.
How about Wally Zerbiak in the Sweet 16?
40, right?
All on threes, bro. He played like.
I remember that. I remember that. That's right.
I remember certain players had these crazy moments, man. Like, and I know why they got drafted was because of those moments. Like, they had good careers, but they like blew up, and whatever. Marcus Camby had a great college career.
Oh my gosh.
At
why he went
UMass.
#1.
Yeah. Dude, Kemba Walker was a great college player.
Here we go. This is my guy. The
Jimmer
Jimmer.
Fredette. Oh my God, bro.
Jimmer.
What about Adam Morrison was a beast at Gonzaga.
Yes.
What happened?
Yes. Shabazz and his Hungry Huskies. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
shit. Reed even mentioned it, the Adam Morrison. Yeah, man.
Reed, man, I was such a big Jimmer fan in college. And I think he's one of those guys that unfortunately came along at the wrong time. Because if he came into the league today, perfect fit.
Anthony Davis was a great college basketball player, but I think
he played the 1 year.
I know, but so maybe we don't talk about his body of work because it wasn't really there. The guys that played 1 year.
And I think that's why the guys who are like the all-time guys in college are never going to be supplanted, because the guys coming up, if they're really good, they don't play long enough to do it.
Kyrie played 11 games, man.
11 games.
But when he was in, he was cooking them. It's
a good one.
Kurt Thomas. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I think my brother played gauchos with Felipe Lopez. I got
really?
I'm pretty sure he told me that. Yeah. I know he played gauchos with Steph Marbury. I know that. Yeah.
Allen Iverson was good at Georgetown.
Oh yeah, monster.
Yeah. Melo only played 1 year at Syracuse, but what a great year.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the better single seasons ever.
Sure.
Just all the winning and all that.
Yeah. All right. So let's rephrase it, right? So let's go top 5 college that you saw and you watched. This gets interesting. So let's see. I know I got my shooting guard. Let's see. I know I got point. Oh, this point guard is tough. Point guard is gonna be okay. This is a personal preference here. At my point guard spot. Let's see. Small forward. Okay. Okay. All right, I got it. Unconventional list, but okay. All right,
I got my list ready. I'm ready, Bruce.
All right.
Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Grant Hill.
Oh, how did I miss that? Jeez. Yeah, okay.
Chris Webber.
Oof.
Glenn Robinson.
Ooh, that's vicious.
And Pat Ewing. Those are my guys.
Oh my gosh.
Those are my guys.
That's a vicious list. List.
Those are my guys, man. Because and that was my heyday. Like those guys, we're talking about 80s into the 90s.
Yeah.
I was watching so much college hoops, bro.
I was too.
Those guys were there for several years. I watched all of them, and then I watched them go into the league,
I grew up in ACC and Big East country, bro.
Big East.
So all that stuff you're talking, that was like wheelhouse. All right, that's a great lineup. So I'm gonna go here. This first one is gonna throw you off, but at point guard, Randolph Childress. What he did in the ACC tournament, where I think he still has the ACC tournament record. He had like 107 points in 3 games or whatever it was. Like he went nuts. So I'm gonna go Randolph Childress. He was the point guard at Wake Forest right before Chris Paul. So I'm gonna go Randolph Childress. My shooting guard is gonna be Ray Allen, monster at UConn. My small forward is gonna be Lawrence Moulton from Syracuse, absolute killer. He was a Big East leading scorer for a long time. My power forward is gonna be Joe Smith from Maryland.
Joe Smith, man.
Monster.
A lot of people don't know that because he became a journeyman in the pros.
But he averaged like 16 and 10 as a rookie.
Yeah, he never really had a prominent role on many teams after that. And yeah, he was a great college player.
Yeah.
High pick.
Yeah. And then my 5 is going to be, I mean, logic says Tim Duncan, but I love the defense and the rim protection of Emeka Okafor.
Emeka Okafor was a great college player. UConn?
Yeah, UConn. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great college player. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was very good. See, the thing about those guys in college is like that position, the center position, is really impactful.
Yes.
At the college game.
Sure.
You know, the coaches, they got college kids playing basketball. It ain't all pros.
It's a good list right there, too. That's
Bobby
a good
Hurley,
one, Chief.
man. Yeah.
That's a good one, Chief.
And Grandmama. You remember Larry Johnson?
For sure. There once was an old lady who lived in a
Remember the gold tooth, bro?
Yeah. Check you out, yo. Converse, of course. And that new React juice. No, this was a fun exercise. That's a great list, Chief. Yeah, my team might lose. But
but it's your team, though. You're riding with them.
Yeah, for sure. I rock with them. I'm putting them out there. All right, guys, let's do this. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Let's try to keep the calls brief. When you call in,
guys are bringing up all types of players, bro.
Yeah,
Dwayne, Pearl Johnson.
Right, give us your 5, whether it's your all-time 5 or the 5 that you watched play. So, yeah, I'd love to hear that. We got some great ones in the chat.
Reed, we got cheated,
Chris
bro.
Jackson,
we got cheated at a Chris Jackson Mahmoud. We got cheated, bro.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Remember, he was averaging 30 when Shaq was at LSU.
Probably one of the most uncovered players.
I try to tell people that's Steph before Steph. There's so many dudes that we always say, imagine if they played today with no defense and this green light. It would be insane. Think about it. I mean, think
Mahmoud
about
Abdul Mahmoud said, if it touches anything but the net, it doesn't count. That's crazy to me, dog.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, Reggie Lewis was a problem. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so many dudes.
Somebody mentioned Len Bias earlier. That's a great.
Yeah, I saw it. Woodage.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the biggest what ifs in history, because we always talk about like he was
going to Boston.
True rival.
He was going to Boston.
Going to the Celtics. Larry Bird said he would have retired like 2 or 3 years earlier if Len Bias had lived.
He would have felt better about it instead of stretching it out and trying to help the team win. Yeah.
There's something about the Celtics in the small forward position. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they keep doing it. Like, because, I mean, they had Pistol Pete, and then Larry Bird came. And even before Pistol Pete, because he was at the end, they had Dave Cowens and Hondo. Both of them played like the 3 and the 4. But both of those guys.
Was Hondo a great college player?
Didn't Hondo play for Ohio State?
Yeah, but would he be viewed as a great college player?
I don't know if he was a great college player. I think he was very good, though. I think he was very good.
Yeah. I mean, that name, bro. You got a nice nickname, bro.
Yeah.
So he was good in the pros. I know that, bro.
Yeah. Bruce, what up, man?
Top 5 college all time.
Go for
Derek Queen.
Great subject. Great subject. Who came up with this topic? This is good.
I heard it on Dan Patrick this morning.
Yeah,
I was listening to the podcast.
Great.
Lamar Jackson.
I saw all time, in my opinion, Steve Francis at the 1.
Okay. Oh, he's from Maryland. Go figure.
It's not just Maryland. He just was Steve Francis.
No, he was a problem. He was nasty.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to be biased. Hey, Warren Dixon at the 2. Hey, you got a trophy for that.
I love Warren Dixon, man.
Yes.
Thank
I mean, more people more athletic than him, more flashy, but for us on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That year they won the ring.
Yeah, man.
It was nothing better.
And that tournament run.
Yes, he locked up. And the year before that, when Duke made that run. I think we had Duke by like 21 that the year before. We had a great with Steve Blake and Lonnie Baxter. Duke walked us down with J-Dub and
Reed Dion is dropping some jewels in the chat, y'all. Pay attention to that. Go ahead, brother.
Chief said Bubba too.
Dixon. Okay. My 4 all time, Glenn Big Dog Robinson.
Wait, who was your 3? Who was your 3, Bruce?
Oh, my 3? Glenn Big Dog Robinson.
Okay, you putting him there. Okay.
My top favorite college player.
Okay.
You know what, y'all got, because I was battling between, let me go real quick. I ain't gonna be long.
No,
I was battling between AI and Steve Francis. Because because it's basically Baltimore, DC, Maryland, same area.
Geography is deciding your picks, but go on.
Then Big Dog Robinson.
Okay.
I got Larry Johnson at my 5.
At your 5?
He's not a 5 though.
I'm going small ball. I mean, Larry Johnson could have played during those times at the 5. Larry Johnson, he was a physical.
I mean, he'd
guy.
be a dominant 5 now.
Yeah. That's I wouldn't do it back then.
No. I got Larry Johnson at the 4.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So who's your 5?
Oh, I'm to C-Dub at the 5.
C-Web. Okay.
Martin. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good 5. So AI Steve Francis at the 1, either one. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Juan Dixon at the 2. All right. Big Dog Robinson at the 3. Larry Johnson at the 4. C-Web at the 5. That's a good lineup, Sneed.
Mine was still better though.
This is real.
I had a few of those. I'm just saying, mine was a little better though.
Just want to give you some run, no Sneed.
We had the one difference.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we had 4 out of the same 5.
Let me call him, bro.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate the call.
They're bringing up names, bro. Casino Mobley was nice, bro.
Ed O'Bannon. People don't remember how Ed O'Bannon killed.
I'm telling you, Bruce, because they didn't go to the league and do it there. That's the only reason. Some of these players. Chris Mullen did. Chris Mullen was on the Dream Team.
Yes.
People don't remember that shit. Yes. You know?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Jimmy Jackson.
Okay.
Bro, Jimmy Jackson, bro. The Ohio State. Come on, dog.
You know, so I was thinking about this earlier. I meant to ask you, Sneed. What is it with the "the"? What is it? Why is it the Ohio State?
I don't know when the hell that happened. I have no clue. I don't know when it happened.
Did somebody just start saying that and it stuck?
It happened like sometime when I was in high school. They started doing it. Yeah, they were doing the game intros. The players, they do the, whatever they're like, and then they mumble some shit. They all sound the Ohio State.
Yeah. Sean May. Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad name either. There were so many really good college
How
players.
good was Nick Anderson in college, man? I mean, I remember him being good.
Illinois, really good.
Yeah. Bro, the Big Ten had players. I know the Big East, bro.
No.
I know the ACC.
Players, Calbert Cheney.
Yes, Big
Ten
had
had players, bro. Yes. Mateen Cleaves was killing in college.
Mateen Cleaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they had some dudes in the Big Ten for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about Kerry Kittles. I liked him a lot at
Villanova.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bro, Villanova had players, bro. You remember that team that had Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn?
Keith Van Horn was like, you're talking about the New Jersey team. Keith
Van
Horn,
but they had what, like 4 guys from
Jason Kidd.
Yes,
that was a good team.
Yeah, they were getting most of their guys from those 2 teams, bro. They were drafting all those Villanova guys.
Yeah,
definitely. And then the Knicks did it recently too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. They had all the Villanova guys from that championship team.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll tell you though, the Big East at that time was so tough because you had a bunch of guys that were like Player of the Year worthy guys at the conference at the same time because you had Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Kerry Kittles, John Wallace, Lawrence Moulton. Like the conference was loaded at the time. Big East was sick. Absolutely crazy.
Ron Mercer was nice. Woodage. Wow, man.
Oh, yeah. Ron Mercer.
Kansas or Kentucky?
Kentucky.
Ron Mercer.
Yeah.
By the way, if you go back and listen to hip hop from that era, they're dropping these guys' names.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These guys that we're talking about, all these random names.
Yeah.
That's how people were connected to college hoops, bro. They show up in the bars, man.
Yeah. Jalen Rose talks about he was in EPMD videos back then when he was at Michigan.
Well, Michigan, they had something going on.
Redman and those guys,
yeah.
So,
that was the coolest thing because those dudes, in a strange way, Bruce, you know how like Al and I was kind of like hip hop culture in the NBA?
Yeah. Sure.
I feel like the Michigan Wolverines was hip hop culture for college basketball.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They had big shorts, right? They had the oversized.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Ooh, Ed Cota, Vince Carter, Anton James. Yep. Big names right there.
Yeah, Jameson.
Big names. Yeah. Steph Marbury, Jamal Mashburn. That's another great one. Yeah, liked him a lot. All right, y'all. These are really good names. Appreciate that. Little fun going down memory lane there. Let's go ahead and shut this topic down and let's go
Tractor trailer, last one. Tractor trailer from Michigan, bro.
God bless the day. Yeah. Tractor trailer for sure. It's a good one. All right, y'all. Return of the back. Okay, what do I mean by return of the back? So if you guys remember, I know Sneed remembers this. A couple of years ago, there was this big thing about running backs not getting paid, and kind of the big name running backs. They kind of had like a Zoom meeting, a summit, trying to figure out what they were going to do. And there was all this talk about don't draft a running back high. You can always get one later in the draft, blah, blah, blah. But it seems like maybe things have kind of changed. And it's odd that it seems like right after that, you saw a resurgence in the running back market, and you saw, a resurgence among running backs, period. And I thought like that was really cool to see, because I am like, that was the biggest position when I was growing up. So I'm in love with the running back position. You know, you go back to taking it to college, Oklahoma State, which I think this is the greatest running back room ever. Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders coming off the bench. Like, that's crazy to think about, right? You get two Hall of Famers in the same backfield, excuse me. And so it was super interesting, because I remember Barry Switzer, because at the time he was coaching Oklahoma. Was that still the Big 8? I think that was the Big 8 before it became the Big 12. So he's coaching in the Big 8, and he told his team, do not injure Thurman Thomas when you tackle him. They're like, what? Like, don't hurt him, because there's a guy behind him. So he's like, don't hurt him, because we don't want Barry Sanders to come in the game, which is freaking crazy. Wow. Yeah. So, and he's on wax saying that. Like, that's how great Barry Sanders was. But the point is, back then the running back was the glamour position, the glory position, right? And so when you look at how sick that was back then, and then you look how everything now has been completely taken over by the quarterback. And don't get me wrong, quarterback is a super important position, touches the ball every play, blah, blah, blah. You need a quality, or at the very least above average quarterback to win. Like, you can't just win with a bum quarterback anymore. You can't. So you need somebody that's at least moderately capable.
Can make some plays.
Yeah, sure. But where it's now, at least in my opinion, we're starting to see something of a resurgence at the running back position, right? We just watched a running back for the Seattle Seahawks, get Super Bowl MVP. A running back for the Seattle Seahawks just won Super Bowl MVP. What you laughing at, Steve? What's the matter with you, man?
You know he's gonna feel under attack, bro. You doing this on purpose,
I'm not doing anything. I'm just mentioning that along with the topic of return of the back, we just saw a running back
driving in the knife and you're
Seattle
twisting.
Seahawks. Oh yeah,
you're driving in the knife and you're twisting.
No, but we just saw one win Super Bowl MVP, which is unusual. We saw Saquon Barkley, not this season, 2 seasons back now, right? During the season where the Philadelphia Eagles won their most recent championship, we saw him have one of the best running back seasons in history, right? And got some more money off the back of that. We saw Derrick Henry, what's he averaging? About 1,500 rushing yards over the past 2 years. We see Kyren Williams, go Irish. We see him getting busy as, the engine of the Rams offense out there in Los Angeles. We're seeing, in a lot of places, running backs really kind of resurging. We see the Colts and Jonathan Taylor. Like, for half the season, Jonathan Taylor was among league frontrunners for the MVP award because he was getting busy. We see coming out of college this year, Jeremiah Love is looking to be a top 5 draft pick. A lot of people of the evaluators and such have him as a top 3 player in this draft overall. Wow. So I guess my question to you now, Sneed, is what do you think of running backs? Do you think they're back? Talk to me. What's the deal?
I don't know if you want to say they're back like they were at their peak, but they clearly hold more value now than they did 9 years ago.
Right.
There was a time where it was like you needed a running back, you just waited to the draft. You needed a running back.
Right.
You might spend a few $1 million on a free agent that just showed something good, but left because of some unforeseen circumstance with their team, fell out, negotiated, those talks went bad, or they soured on a player or something, you would take a chance or a flyer on a guy. Nobody wanted to put big draft capital into a running back, and nobody wanted to pay big bucks to a running back.
Sure.
Because they saw what happened, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Richardson.
Ooh, Eddie Lacy.
See what I mean? Yeah, like a 3rd overall pick on a running back.
Mm.
And you never really got much. I don't know. He maybe got 1,000 yards once. You know, to spend a 3rd overall pick on that.
Yeah.
There's guys looking for someone to uplift their franchise at their 3rd pick. So stuff like that has happened. So you're better off going with, low risk. Or if you're going to take a risk, it's like, we're not just going to put much into it, where we can cut him. We'll structure a deal where it's like only this much guaranteed. We can cut him after the season, whatever, show him prove. Again, we'll just draft a guy, and they'll draft guys in the 3rd round, and they'll draft guys in the 4th round. They just, I don't know. They lost a lot of shine for a lot of years. I want to say, Bruce, from like maybe 2005 till just recently, the market's been really down on running backs.
I think so too.
And I think it's always been the injury risk and watching highly paid and high draft picks get injured, and then they're just out.
How much of it do you think is the way the game is called now and the play style of the league, etc.? Because that's one of those things that will never go away. If you can effectively run the football, you got a really good chance to win. And I didn't even mention it. Ashton Genty got drafted 6th overall last year. So this is 2 years in a row we may have a top 10 running back taken, guy.
But they would rather draft 2 running backs in a row in consecutive years, but draft like a 4th and a 5th pick and just roll with them in tandem. Like, if you look at most teams, are they giving 90% of their carries to one guy?
Nah, they don't.
They
most
used to
teams
do
don't
that.
do a bell cow back thing. They do.
They used to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a guy you can pay.
Yeah.
And you're only going to pay him for about 5 years. You're giving him like 2 contracts. You're not going to go much more than that.
I just thought about something. Do you think part of the fact that they don't want to like have one bell cow back is obviously the injury risk, but 2, the more carries you give him, the more opportunity he has to meet the incentives in his contract, and they don't want to pay that to running backs?
I mean, if you structure it in a way where their success leads to them getting paid, I don't see the problem. So what do you want? You want the guy to run for 999 yards?
They do that though. Like,
yeah, but that's ridiculous.
I've heard stories like a guy will be right there and they'll sit him so he doesn't hit the incentive, so they don't.
And I'm sure running backs are looking and they're saying, I'm not going to play there. The hell with that shit. Guys do that's ridiculous, by the way.
No, these owners do it. They don't want to pay.
That is so disrespectful.
I think so too.
I think a guy's got his ACLs on the line every snap, and you're talking about you won't pay the guy, and he's about to hit his mark. Please, bro. I hope players never want to play there.
My thought has always been, I don't know why you get owners moving like that, because if that running back is having success to that level, generally you're winning games, and if you're winning games, you're selling more merch, you're selling more tickets, you're making more money. You have a chance at the playoffs. If you get home games in the playoff, that's even more money. You make playoff runs, you can sell more merch, et cetera, et cetera. So the team doing better works. But I always talk with my other homeboy about this. Most of these owners, they're satisfied to just own and make money off revenue sharing. They're not actively trying to win, which brings more money because it takes it to make it.
Sounds like the fans need to reconsider their season tickets,
their allegiances,
and their merch.
Yeah. All right. That was a quick one. Let's go ahead and if we got any calls on that, give us your thoughts on the running back position. If you think the running back position is coming back. Now I'm seeing the mocks of Jeremiah Love going coincidentally number 4 overall to the Tennessee Titans to play with Cam Ward, last year's number 1 overall pick.
That could be a thing too, Bruce, is like the stars are aligning between a certain quarterback and a certain running back, and you're like, all right, we got to do this. Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
They probably want to make sure they get some weapons and an effective run game because they have a heavy investment into Cam Ward.
Right. Exactly.
Right? They're going to construct the roster. Right? Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, could be.
By the way, do you think he's
Cam Ward?
You think he's it?
I think he's okay.
You don't think he's going to be the guy for the next 5 years over there?
I mean, they took him number 1 overall, so it's an investment. The key is, what are they going to put around him? Are they going to play into that investment is the question.
Right? I have heard certain scouts say that Shedeur graded better than Cam Ward.
I think Shedeur was better than Cam Ward. I think he's not quite as athletic or explosive. I think he's much better from the pocket, but that's a whole different discussion. What up, Bruce?
I know you're tired of hearing me for the night, man.
No, you good, man.
No, you're good.
Let me say this: football purists, we value the running back.
Correct.
People who love football, we look at them like the same like any other position. But the owners and the people who moving the money, they don't hold the same value as other positions. They figure, hey, we always could get a running back in the draft. I tell you what, most likely you won't win a trophy without a effective running back in the backfield.
Right.
Name one Super Bowl team that didn't have a very productive backfield. It's not going to happen.
Well, I think it can happen, but you need a super outstanding quarterback to be able to do that.
An outstanding quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Bruce. Since you said that, name me one quarterback who didn't have a solid run game that won a Super Bowl, but without name me one.
Mahomes.
All time.
Mahomes.
He didn't. Who was in that?
Was it Pacheco? The last championship they won was with Pacheco.
Pacheco was a dog that year.
No, he was solid, but he might have had 800 rushing yards that year, something like that.
Well, he didn't kill. I got you. Okay, Mahomes did it. Okay.
But that's more to your point that's the level of quarterback you need if you don't have an outstanding quarterback. So I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah. The owners and the people who play with the money, they don't have the same value in a running back. That's how they did Kenneth Walker Jr. Man, he balled out Super Bowl. He was balling out.
They let him go
that whole year, and then they just no loyalty, huh? No loyalty in the big game of business. Like, come on, Super Bowl MVP in his prime. Played well throughout the season. Played great throughout the playoffs, and they just get rid of him like that. I mean, goddamn. I'm pretty sure they had discussions about money. So this gave him off like that. Like, we could easily get another running back. Like,
well, now we're gonna see what Ronald McDonald can do.
Oh yeah, let me talk about your boy from Notre Dame.
Okay,
the Notre Dame Irish.
Okay,
now let me stop. Let me stop that. The kid is good. Now, will he be a? How could I say?
Who's his comp, Brucey? Who's his comp?
All time.
Yeah,
that doesn't have to be all. Sorry,
he got breakaway speed. He's tough. He's subtle. All time. Man, that's a good one.
I don't know if it has to be all time, but
I ain't gonna say Jamal. Not Jamal Charles. No.
That's actually not bad.
Jamal Charles was really quick and
actually
fast.
Not bad at all, Bruce. Jamal.
Yeah, but you wouldn't call Jamal Charles powerful. Jeremiah Love has a little more power, doesn't he?
Hey, I'm gonna say another. Priest Holmes and this Priest Holmes, Kansas City Priest Holmes. Are you ridiculous? It's Jeremiah Love. How tall is he? Oh, 6'3",
6'2", I think. 6'2".
That's because he's tall for a running back. But I see Jamal Charles. I think Jamal Charles a little bit small. I'll be thinking all night for that. So I ain't even gonna hold y'all boys up for that.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs is probably of guys playing now. He's like that. Jeremiah's a little bigger than him, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is good.
I wonder if he's gonna go top 10.
Oh yeah, he's very much expected to go top 10. They're mocking him to Tennessee now. I don't know if it's going to happen that way, but that's where he's getting mocked.
Who's the 3 in front of Tennessee?
Arizona, Jets, and Raiders.
Yeah, he's going to go to the Titans if he goes in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let me thank y'all for letting me call, bro.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get to this last topic, and then we'll call it a night.
It's a sad day, bro. Sad day.
Let's talk about it, Sneed. Matter of fact, I'll let you talk about it. Go ahead, brother.
Man. Justin Fields.
Not as bad as you think.
I know, man, but Justin Fields' time in Houston soured fast, bro.
No, not Houston.
Or not Houston, Chicago.
Chicago,
and then,
Pittsburgh.
And then Pittsburgh. And then what was the most recent stop?
The Jets.
The Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was bad in the Jets. Like, he had negative yardage in New York.
Yeah, pretty bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his career has gone really just downhill. So he's going to a Kansas City Chiefs team that's in a really unique position in which you clearly know who the starting quarterback is, but he's recovering from a serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields is going to play. And you're looking at this from the standpoint is, what can Andy Reid do?
There you go.
For Justin Fields' career.
Mm-hmm.
An opportunity to go to a place with an established offensive brilliant mind.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have an opportunity to win some games just because of a good coach with a culture of winning and a fresh start.
Right.
You know, I mean, he had a fresh start when he landed at New York, but that's not a good team. And that's not a good organization.
Yeah. And they were bad. So to your point, Sneed, the Jets were bad. They're still bad. They didn't give him any development. And then I think he went with the Panthers. Him and Baker actually were on the same team with the Panthers. That wasn't good. He gets to San Francisco with Shanahan. Okay, now he starts getting some real coaching. Guys are like, yo, hold on a second. Ends up in Minnesota, gets with Kevin O'Connell, gets some more really good offensive coaching. Yo, hold on a sec. Now, of course, absolutely flamed out in the two most important games in Minnesota 2 years ago. So then
and that's why he's not there anymore.
Right. That's why he's not there. Some people don't understand that, but so be it. So he ends up, ends up in Seattle. That's all she wrote, right? Ends up winning a championship, making a little money. They're probably going to rework his deal to give him some more money, which he has earned, by the way. He has earned.
And he's probably never going to win another Super Bowl again.
Yeah, probably not. But to that point, though, this could be a similar opportunity for Justin Fields, right? Because this is fun. Justin Fields came on the same class with Trevor Lawrence and whatnot. And when Justin Fields came out, I'm like, yo, he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I watched this dude at Ohio State. And for me, it wasn't about what it's normally about at Ohio State with, okay, you're just throwing to elite receivers, which of course he was. But it wasn't that, right? It was about, like, I'm watching this dude, obviously Ohio State, because Ryan Day played and coached in the league, so he's got a professional scheme, right? So, okay, he's getting pro coaching. He's being taught how to watch film. He's making tight window throws, so he's got the elite arm talent. Plus, obviously, he's a very mobile quarterback. Somehow, there was a disconnect when he got to the league. Now, that said, gets drafted by the Bears, doesn't really have great weapons, doesn't really get great coaching, so that didn't help. Then he goes to Pittsburgh. Once more, doesn't get great offensive coaching. As you said, then ends up with the Jets. Once more, even worse coaching offensively. But now he's got a chance to be with one of the best offensive minds in the game. And coincidence, they're all running the same system. Shanahan, O'Connell, McVay, Andy Reid, right? They're all running variations of that West Coast system. So he's going to get an opportunity to possibly flourish in a quarterback-friendly situation. So this could be, in my humble estimation, his final opportunity at really putting some good tape out there, because obviously we know he's not taking Mahomes' job, right? But if Mahomes isn't ready, he's going to get an opportunity to play. You know he's going to get coached up. And if he has any ability left, or if he has any ability to be a good NFL quarterback, Andy Reid's going to get it out. At which point, somebody else will grab him up next year as a free agent. Go ahead.
In your honest opinion, Bruce,
sure,
does he have a stretch of 1 month in his career where he looked like a real starting quarterback in the NFL? I think there may have been one stretch.
Maybe. Yeah.
But outside of that stretch,
So
it's
you're
just
telling me Justin Fields, if he was coached up properly, he couldn't have been RG3? Because
I
if
don't
you
know. I don't
remember,
know, Bruce. And this is why I'll tell you.
sure,
There was a time clearly during RG3's career, he was like it in the NFL.
yeah, sure.
And there was a time like for Justin Fields, he doesn't look right in the pocket.
No, not at all.
He looks like he's like, I'm going to play a kid's game. It's lava. He's not, he's not comfortable. It's
Not at
like
all.
being claustrophobic.
Yeah.
He's not good in the pocket. Like
Yeah.
he's like, you know, there are guys that know the protection and they're like, okay, I know there's somebody next to me. I don't have to look. I can feel them. They're there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the presence and the feel. So you can't get through progressions.
That's a great way to put it, that he doesn't have
doesn't feel.
He doesn't have the feel.
See, and I know that it's like we can watch film and look at technical breakdowns. That's glaringly obvious to me.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that the quarterback has to feel. Baker has that feel.
Yeah.
And he's not the most talented with his legs.
No.
But he knows that. Drew Brees had it too. The feel, he slid, he found windows. This guy's missing something in that realm of quarterback ability. It's not there. Can Andy Reid install that into him?
If anybody can, it's Andy Reid, right?
So he's at the place that we can honestly say, let's give it a shot.
And that's kind of why I look at it and I say that I do think this is the last stop for him, in terms of if he can get himself together here, Andy Reid's name holds enough clout in the league that if Justin Fields can just put some good stuff on tape, somebody's going to be like, okay, he'll be all right now. Now he's got some coaching. Now he's got the understanding. Now he's calmed down, to your point, in the pocket. It's going to be all right.
But watch this, Bruce.
Those things have to happen.
But watch this. Let's say Andy Reid turns him into a passable NFL quarterback. Andy Reid doesn't coach at the next team he goes to.
No, but that's where he has to be smart and go somewhere where he can identify what's a good system where he'll have success.
If you need that much for crutches, you're not made to run.
Maybe.
You know, which sucks because it's Ohio State. You know, the quarterback position has not been great to us.
Okay, but back to that point, let's look at the guy who just won a Super Bowl, right? We could have said the same thing about him a couple years ago, right? But he was able to get coached up and get into some good situations.
No, I think he had a better feel in the pocket than Fields.
I don't think it's much better, but you know.
Bro, Fields doesn't look like he belongs behind the center.
No, he doesn't.
I would say that Darnold started looking like that in Minnesota.
But again, that's coaching.
Yeah.
That's coaching. I think the key here just has to be.
What year is this for Fields? Is it sixth? What year is this for Fields?
Got to be going into his sixth, right?
Sixth.
Yeah, let's see. Got to be going into his sixth.
At what point do NFL teams say no?
I think this is it right here.
So
because they're going to say if Andy Reid can't fix this guy, he can't be fixed. That's what's going to be said, right? Maybe somebody keeps him around as a backup because he's athletic enough and has a big enough arm to make plays. But other than that, I can't see much else, right? But that's got to be what they say, right? If he can't figure it out being coached up by Andy Reid, then he can't figure it out. I mean,
Reed Dion, I think you're talking about Brad Johnson.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Work done Mike Allstott years.
Yeah, he's going into his sixth year.
Right, Bruce? Is that right?
That's correct.
Brad Johnson worked on Mike Allstott years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Trent Dilfer won in Baltimore. He won with Jamal Lewis and Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharp and those guys. But yeah, so he is going into his 6-year Snead. You know what's the only thing I feel bad about? In his second year, he had a chance to break the single season quarterback rushing record held by Lamar Jackson. and they held him out in the final game of the season. At least that would have been something he could have hung his hat on, right? That he had, an NFL record. He was averaging 7 yards a carry that year.
Yeah, but it doesn't impact his ability to throw the ball.
No,
which
but
is
at
what
least
he needs to
hey,
do.
I got an NFL record. Like, a lot of people can't say that.
You know damn well that Justin Fields looks like a dog in practice. I guarantee you this dude throws missiles and bombs. I guarantee you his steps look fantastic and his throws look great. And then just like they flip the coin, they line up, and he's just like
what happened?
Yeah, I'm the starting quarterback.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Maybe he sees Bobby Boucher running at him. I don't know.
Oh no, we suck again.
No, man, who knows? But no, this is why I say I'm surprised he got this opportunity, but I think people are looking and probably saying, well, one, he's not going to cost much money, and two, the guy has such immense physical tools, which I still believe he has.
Can you run the same offense that you do with Pat? How much do you got to change?
I think you can run it. You got to tone it down though, because as it stands right now, he doesn't look like he can handle a whole lot. I think you just have to tone it down and give it to him little by little. Pause. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. See, why you?
We almost made it through the whole show. We almost did, bro. I think we had one earlier, bro. That would have been
one earlier. I think it was necessary just now. Would you agree?
We almost did it, man.
Almost did. Yeah. But no, I think that's how it has to go, right? And so, like spoon feeding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You're a teacher. You can't, give your students everything in the syllabus on day one. You have to little by little and build on it. So I think that's kind of yeah. So I think
I hope he finds some traction there. And then, you take it, and if he can show improve, fill in admirably, win some games, be competitive, I'd bet you the Chiefs are probably hoping to be 500 when Pat gets back.
If they can do that and he comes back and he, looks yeah. Because that AFC West all of a sudden is a tough division. The Raiders can't be any worse. The Chiefs, the Broncos were in the AFC title game.
It's the Broncos.
Another weapon for Bo Nix. And Chargers were a wild card team. So good division.
Yeah, but they can definitely get a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the AFC is built for that. Like wild cards are not that difficult to get.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they are, because when guys are healthy, the AFC is tough, man. A lot of good teams in the AFC when guys are healthy.
The last couple times I thought the AFC was going to be tough, they let me down. I mean, look at last year, bro. You got to be kidding.
Wasn't that more so like injuries talking though?
Right, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers get decimated.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the fourth best record in the NFC, and they barely scraped their way in.
Mm-hmm. Right. And still made the divisional round.
Right.
All right. You want to see if we can take a couple calls on this?
We'll see if anybody's got any interest in Justin Fields. So I don't want to get too far ahead, but it's like I almost kind of just want to see what happens, so that way I could see what the vibe is on him as a free agent.
I hear you. I hear you. Like I said, I think the fact that he's going to be with Andy Reid is going to help a lot, just because of what Andy Reid's name holds in the league.
And who's to say they don't just keep him?
Hello?
Who's to say, right?
You know,
What
to
up,
back
Bruce?
up Pat, always got something to say about something. Let me say this for Justin Fields. Pittsburgh stunted his growth, man. He fucked him up. He set him back. He set him back a year or two because he was playing well.
Not Chicago?
No, in Pittsburgh. He was coming along in Pittsburgh. He wasn't really turning the ball. He was playing well. Pittsburgh was 4-2. That's when they replaced Russell Wilson. Remember that?
Yeah, but like their offense was anemic when he was in there. They were winning games.
I think he played. Okay, let me say this. Maybe, I don't know, but he had a 4-2. And the biggest stat in football is a W. He didn't,
he did a good. He played well enough for him to win. 4-2, pretty good percentage. Okay. Then he went to the Jets. He regressed again. I'm gonna say this, man. He's gonna have a resurgence in Kansas City because Eric Bieniemy and Mr. Burgerman, Andy Reid, they're gonna scheme him up. It's gonna be. I think the Kansas City until Patrick Mahomes comes back, Kansas City will run a heavy run scheme with Kenneth Walker and man Justin Fields on read option. Are you kidding me? If you get a step on, you talking about Lamar Jackson's fast. This kid is big, fast, and stronger.
Agreed.
And he threw for what 40 touchdowns one year in Ohio State. However, they had five. They had 5 number 1 pick wide receivers.
I know, right?
Squad.
I know.
We do the receiver thing really well in Ohio State. The quarterback situation.
Don't worry about it.
He wasn't a high turnover guy at Ohio State. So what is it? What's the disconnect?
Some guys just don't transition well, man. I don't know.
Is it an IQ thing? I think it's a little IQ. Do he study? We don't know what that kid did. But there was he showed flashes of he could do something. I think they need to tone it down, run a heavy. Just run a heavy. Kansas City gonna be a heavy run scheme team next year. They're gonna play Marty ball. You best believe that. They're going back to Marty Schottenheimer, my baby. Run the ball 31 times between him and Kenneth Walker. Keep the passing attempt 15, 17.
The question is though, has that ever been Andy Reid though? Like that's never been him. So is he going to do that now? I don't know.
Andy Reid type of guy. No, let me say this. Andy Reid been resurged. I mean, he's a quarterback whisperer now. Mac Vick out of Mike Vick. What's my guy name? Alex Smith played well under him. Donovan McNabb played well under him. Hey, he even coached Chad. What is it? Chad Henry to a win in the AFC Championship that year. Pat was out that one game.
I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah.
Bro, he played for a quarter.
Even in the AFC Championship, I think he had Chad Henning at quarterback.
Chad Henne played for a quarter. He got 1 first down.
Hey, but
and he ran for it. He didn't even throw it.
Hey, but look, he could have come in and gave that game away, and he didn't.
He didn't. Right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't make that mistake. So I will say, I'm predicting this. I may be wrong. I've been wrong, so I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I predict this Kansas City is going to run. It's going to be a heavy run extension. It's going to be a heavy run scheme with Kenneth Walker and Justin Fields. It's going to be a lot of read option. And they're going to take some chances on the ball down the field. But who's they guys that got at the wide receiver spot? Who knows? They ain't got no guys at the wing. But I think it's going to be run heavy, so we'll see. Hey, bro, thanks for letting me call in, brother.
No doubt. Appreciate it, man. All right, young disciple, I see you, man. Go ahead and call, and you'll be the last for the night, and then we'll wrap the show right there. Young
this
disciple
brought up Chad Henne, bro. This is
crazy. I think he brought it up to say that nobody expected anything of Chad Henne. Most people saw, okay, Mahomes went out. This might be over, but he got it done with Chad Henne. So, what up, YD?
Hey, what's up? What's up? You know I'll never do this, bro. Call you like on topics that already been passed. I was just calling the actual permission to do it this one time.
Go ahead, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Hey, what's up, Steve, bro? Hey,
what up, man?
Hey, I heard. I went back. The only reason I'm calling later, bro, because I called it a little late. So that was the first topic. So I had to go back and listen to that first. You already know that. So that's all the reason. So I apologize, bro, to you and your show, bro.
Okay.
Hey,
you good?
Hey, but bro, and I apologize for last week, bro. I should have stayed more like decent and without yelling or hollering. I when I listen back to it, I hate how I sound. So I just want to apologize for that, big bro.
Oh man, you good, man. Thank you for that, though. I appreciate it.
All right, big bro. Hey, Hey, Bruce, bro, you wild, bro. Like, you real wild. Hey, Bruce, why you don't never produce shows like when people say LeBron is the GOAT? That's just like the small like thing that I just don't like. Are you pushing that agenda too, or are you just being like unbiased, bro? Like which one is it? Because you tell me that you just call what you see. That's what you tell me, Bruce.
Okay.
Like if you telling me you just a MJ fan, or that's just your era, that's where your bias lies, then I understand you more. But me, I look at you like a journalist, bro. You say you went to journalist school, bro.
I did.
So journalists, the first thing about journalism, bro, is that you're not really supposed to be a fan. That's what I'm saying. Or at least like let that be known that that's the angle you're coming from. Like I look to you like I mean, think about it, bro. I have to like your sports show, your sports takes or your sports show for me to tune in, and you not like the run. So the talent and I mean, we know I like the show, bro. But I'm just saying I would understand the show more if you like gave me that angle, bro. Because if you pushing it from a biased like standpoint, bro. Like and I don't know if you know that you coming out like that. But if you cool with it, like if you cool that you come out like that, like you know what I'm saying? Like I hear dudes come on here. I just heard a dude come on here and say like LeBron is not a bum like his son. And I'm saying that's basketball discourse.
I didn't even hear that. So
that's cool because that's the angle that you come from.
I didn't even hear that. So let me say this, right, to answer your original question of why I don't produce shows with people saying that LeBron is the GOAT. The reason why is because we have so many voices already pushing that agenda. Voices much bigger and stronger than mine in the sports media landscape, right? And so I don't feel like I need to do that. I feel like, and it's not even necessarily me pushing an agenda. It's like I said, pushing it, calling it how I see it in terms of clearly I believe Michael Jordan is the GOAT, which, by the way, I'm not even actually a Michael Jordan fan, right? He's not one of my. Say again?
I agree.
Right. He's not one of my favorite players. I just believe that he's the greatest of all time. And so I just kind of comment on things the way I see them. But, you know, the simplest answer I can give you is because there's so many people out there, especially in the mainstream sports media, who seem like they have to have this pro LeBron slant to their coverage. So I don't feel like I need to do that. You can go to a great many sources and find that.
Okay, but Bruce, you go the complete opposite way.
Okay.
Like sometimes it sounds like you punish LeBron for what the media do. Like that's the only part I just don't get, bro.
You know what?
Because we both know if Jordan was in this era right here, bro, it'll be the same thing for Jordan.
I don't know. So what I can say is that
my question though.
Yeah. And I was
I'm not berating you, bro. I'm just
trying
to understand you, bro.
I got you. And you know what? I think it's actually fair that you said that sometimes it can sound as if I'm going completely the opposite way, like to a fault. I get where you might see it that way. I do. I can understand that.
Cause listen, Bruce, one more thing, Bruce.
Sure.
Like earlier. Yeah, okay. Coach Tay says that MJ is the GOAT. Like y'all, I'm saying, listening to the segment, and I've been listening to the whole segment. Y'all spend more time talking about LeBron and why he not it. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all, Bruce, you gotta stop with that. He putting him somewhere he don't belong. Like you gotta stop that, Bruce, bro.
I don't believe he does. That one I can't.
I get that you don't have me your top 10. I get all that, bro. But I'm saying, like LeBron is universally, bro, top 5, bro.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's a long laundry list of guys that you can put on the same level as Coach K that echoes those sentiments, bro. But you spend time like. I think you spend more time trying to keep LeBron out the GOAT conversation than you spend telling us why MJ is in the GOAT conversation. But that's all I gotta say, bro. Like enjoy the rest of the show, bro. I appreciate you letting me have your ear, bro.
Hey, no doubt, man. Thank you for calling. Thank you for sharing that, man. I appreciate it.
All
right, brother. Have a good night.
You know, there's a nuance to that.
That was actually a very fair question.
Yeah, and I understood his position.
I did too.
But the premise is there is no conversation. The premise is it's clearly that Jordan's the GOAT. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that. That's what those folks are saying. That's what those coaches were saying. They say there is no conversation.
Yeah. I don't feel there is either. I really don't.
So in the construct of today's show, we're keeping everybody else out. Everyone.
Yeah.
And again, I don't feel that way. I'm just saying that was how it was structured. I don't even like Michael Jordan. Never have, never will. I won't. They will never come. Hell no.
For sure. No, that was a good call. All right, y'all, but we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap it up right there. Quick, easy 2 hour, 15-minute show. Good stuff.
I don't know how we did it, bro.
I don't know how we did it.
We typically don't do that.
Transformer. No, man, it ain't the same without you, brother. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. But listen, thanks so much for stopping in. Thank you if you are watching on the replay. Truly appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your calls. Appreciate your involvement in the chat. Thank you so much. And once more, hit the like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't already. And we know that if you're watching a show like this, you talk sports with your people. Share the show. You don't know how much it means to us and how much it helps us. We are really trying to make this show grow. And sometimes it might seem like it, but we're not trying to do the normal sports discourse. We're trying to give you all real, substantive, nuanced takes and discussions on sports. And I mean, you can see by the way we address our topics and the way we run this show. So do that for us. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back next time, and we out. Peace.